Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the I think it's the last toy hunting and haul video from Japan. Not really because there's still the Star Wars Celebration videos that I have, but I haven't edited any of that, and I know that this is nothing that you are super looking forward to. Star Wars is not really the main thing that my audience is interested in. I will prepare those videos, but I'm right now not really in the Star Wars mood myself, so that's why I've just, not done that. But there's one last, small toy hunt and of course the haul. But in this video I will share more than what I found on this toy hunt. Because it kind of goes together, because this is really more like Japanese stuff. So this is not like toy hunting for 80s 90s US toys, like ponies and stuff like that. This was really some more Japanese typical stuff. So if you're not into that and you're like, I just actually want to see ponies and popples and stuff, then this video is probably not for you. I want to start chronologically with something that I didn't film. And then we will go to this experience where I then also filmed, and after that then the haul for that. It was actually not the last day, but the day before the last day, where I bought this, was already laying here. My friend Michi and I were in Shimokitazawa, which is a district, also one of my favorites, as I have discovered now. Also with lots of thrift stores, or not really thrift stores, more like vintage stores. They're not cheap or anything. You can still find some, cheaper thrift stores there, but also just in general, cool vibes, cool cafes and all of that. And between most of these very curated vintage fashion stores, we found another little store that from the outside, you didn't really see what it is. You could see there's lamps and more like interior stuff. And on the outside I saw that there was a little table, something like this, and there was some paperwork on it, and it said each 100 yen. 100 yen is less than €1, so so I grabbed through it and I found a couple of cute things, which had vintage shoujo artwork on it. So we went also into the store, because of course I wanted to pay for those, and we found that this was actually a very cute store. I don't remember what it's called. I also wasn't really able to film, because it was also again a very tight small space, but it also had pictures there with no video. I still sneakily took some pictures, but I definitely didn't want to film, because at first it was still empty in the store, nobody was there, no other customers. But once we were in there, then some other people followed. It was probably the thing that when nobody's in the store, then nobody's really should I go in there? But when there's more and more people, then more and more people came, so in the end it was super crowded in there. Yes, it had really mostly interior design, lamps and clocks, so whatever, a little bit of furniture and decoration pieces and all of that. Mostly from, I would say, the 60s and 70s, so really, or early 70s, so really colorful. They had one rack of fashion pieces that looked like they could have sprung out of, Barbie's mod era catalog. Super colorful, 60s pieces and all of that. They had some toys and dolls, some of these Japanese pose dolls, and some other vintage dolls, vintage, more 60s, 70s stuff. But they had really cute, typical Japanese Showa era shoujo stuff. Showa era is so in Japan, you can still say the 60s and 70s. People will probably understand what it means, but in Japan, people more tend to put decades by which emperor was reigning. And the Showa era started I don't know what, in the 40s or so, and ran until I think the late 80s. And this is what most of the stuff is. So it covers the 60s and the 70s and the early 80s and all of that. So this vibe is what people in Japan would call the Showa era. And what I mean by this typical artwork of shoujo from that time is this. And I love it. So here in Germany, I've never been able to read a lot of manga with this art style on it. The only one, or one of the only ones, was Rose of Versailles, and I haven't even been able to buy all of the issues. But I've always loved this artwork, and if I could get my hands on more like manga that I can read like in English or German with this artwork, I would still read manga. I actually don't read manga anymore really, but this would still be right up my alley if I could read some older stuff. But yeah, these 4 pieces were what like kind of lured me into the store, and I found out that they are actually, you know, most of them have this lovely vintage artwork on it, and they are like, you know, notepads. Most of them have even like still, you know, Japanese writing in it, so I don't know, school children writing down their, I don't know, notes, or I mean it's called school notes, so I guess they used it for school or for, I don't know, whatever. I think also in here, now in here not, this is still, there's no writing in it, so it's unused. But where was it? Ah, here as well, yeah. So I think that's so adorable. Look at that. I mean, that's not even a person, it's an ice cream cone. Isn't that like this is the epitome of kawaii to me, like vintage kawaii, and I love it. It's so adorable, and all of these pieces have Nakayoshi on it, so I was like starting to research. Ah, here's another one. This is like a little Christmas card or something. So cute. It says Bon Noël, which is of course not Japanese. It's French, but it's all from the Nakayoshi magazine, you could say, and it's not a magazine as in, you know, the, I don't know, show like what you think of a magazine. It's a manga magazine, so it's like a manga anthology, one of the most popular ones. I think it's still airing or still being produced, of like one of the most popular shoujo manga anthologies. So every month you would have like one chapter of like, I don't know, multiple different series in there, and then you could read all of those before they really come out in the collectible manga, you know, the normal manga copies that you know, the manga books. And then it's like maybe 5 or 6 different series, always at one like, you know, time, and then always one chapter in it, and then that comes out like weekly or monthly or bi-weekly or something. And this Nakayoshi magazine, I think I wrote it down. It's, where are my notes? It started in the 50s or something. Yeah, 54. This Nakayoshi manga magazine is releasing since 1954 and is still running today, obviously with different mangas. Nowadays nothing looks like this anymore, unfortunately. And a couple of these things here, I mean, they are all like little, you know, gifts that were in these magazines, like little extras, you know, like Christmas cards or little notepads, etc. from different like popular manga artists. Like this one here is, oh gosh, did I write it down? Yeah, I think that's from Yumiko Igarashi, who was also the creator of Candy Candy or Georgie, or had an adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. So one of the very popular manga artists at the time. It's from the 70s. Then we have this one, which says, I think this here, when you read this, says A Lovely Sun, which was a manga series from 1973. Yeah, in the Nakayoshi magazine. Not a really popular one, so I cannot really tell you much about it, but the artwork is just, I love this. Then, yeah, think about this one. I found out it came in a special magazine in the September issue. So I don't know, so these were, oh, this was probably in a Christmas issue, so, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's, I couldn't, I mean, and for 100 yen each, I mean, that's like nothing, and I love this artwork. So another little thing that I saw, because as I said, they had more than, you know, than just lamps and interior design. They had also some cute little, like, you know, like pouches and stuff like that. And so I picked this because I also found that this captures this Showa era artwork, probably more towards the 80s here already. I had never heard of this brand before, but it looks like it is maybe a competitor to the early, in the early times of, you know, Sanrio, because it's not Sanrio, although it also has a little kitty cat on it here. This John and Amy, I think I also wrote it down. It's done by Rune Naito, and this is the artist. And it was like in the 70s and 80s. They made these illustrations on, you know, all sorts of, similar to Sanrio, on all sorts of, you know, little goodies or stationery and all of that. And this was a tissue box. Yeah, you not box, but like a tissue. I don't know. Well, box. You put your tissues in there, and then you put this in your bag, as Japanese people love. They don't put anything like loose in the bag or backpack. It has to be in a separate pouch for this specific reason. And this was meant to put some little you know, tissue boxes. So, and it's definitely yeah, for one of those 20 sheets from tissues. So just a very simple one. And 70s, 80s, couldn't pinpoint exactly, but these designs came out in the 70s and 80s, and also this was like what, 200 yen, or I don't know, maybe 350 or something like that. So really inexpensive. And then I saw this. They had multiples of these, and these are pencil boxes, like colored pencil boxes, and there's even still the pencils in there. I mean, I didn't buy it for the pencils because, I mean, they seem to be good pencils and you can still use them. So lovely colors, and probably also a good company. Tombow probably produced a lot of this stationery stuff in Japan. And it says Chiyoko Harada here, so this is probably the manga artist who made this, and I couldn't leave it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this because I'm not using colored pencils. I'm not really drawing anymore because I don't have time for something like this. But this is, I love this. So yeah, this was one of the things I wanted to show you. Although I don't have really footage for it and it's not really toy related, but I was guessing maybe you also enjoy stuff like this because it's just super pretty. I will arrange it nicely here, but yeah, and then I actually went, this was then the next day, I had the idea that we could go to some more mandarakes, which are these, you know, figurines, toys, collectibles, blah 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 stores. We went to a very big one in Akihabara. I think I filmed a little bit there, but I didn't buy anything because it was all very overpriced or not really my stuff. But then I had the idea, there must be like real thrift stores in Japan, normal thrift stores, like, you know, book-offs, of course. And we have been to 1 or 2 book-offs before and it was not really anything, but I heard that there are bigger book-offs in Japan, and they are called Book-Off, oh my god, Book-Off SuperBazaar. And I googled and found out 1 or 2 are there in Tokyo, more like on the outside, and one of them was like at least we could reach it via train. So we went to this Book-Off SuperBazaar, and then there I started to film a little bit of a toy hunt because they did have a toy section. So this is what you're gonna see now. Yeah, this first clip is still from the big Mandarake store in Akihabara. As I said, I filmed a little bit there. You see lots of magical girl, Shoujo, Kawaii merchandise, like pretty cute. We've got Doremi, I don't know, whatever. It's all very cute and lovely to see, but it's nothing that I want to pick up. All these magical girl transformation items and all. And here it starts with lots of licca and Jenny dolls. Mostly like modern ones, especially the ones in the back. You can even see the My Melody and Kuromi one. You know, My Melody I just bought there in the store normally in the Toys R Us. So I cannot tell you anything about those, but there's a big selection, but I was not super interested in picking up more Jenny or licca because I had already bought a couple of these Japanese dolls and it's not really my collection. I just, you know, I own some and that's kind of fine. But it's always nice and neat to see. Some of them have quite a high price tag. There's probably some older ones there on the left, but I don't know. Yeah, these are pretty expensive. This is, I think, a leggy doll from the 70s. I think there were also some Japanese versions of her. That might be a Japanese version of a 70s leggy doll. They have really long legs. That's where the name comes from. Ooh, behind me there, Card Captor Sakura. I don't know, banner or flag thing. And here we've got some more, you know, US toys. We've got the Penny Secrets doll in brunette there. quite a rare find. You mostly see her with blonde hair. There's also a black version, but interesting to see, but not my price point. Some more, I don't know, anime figures, plushies, merchandise, all that stuff. Hello Kitty. And I think here we've got mostly Blythe dolls in this cabinet. And yeah, Blythe, I don't know, fashions, accessories, I don't know. Technically Blythe dolls I think have a similar body to a Barbie, so they can definitely share fashion. So I don't know if that's fashions just for Blythe or whatever. There's more. But there was really, in this whole store, apart from maybe the penny secrets, which was not really my price range, was nothing really that I was interested in. We've got some pull-up dolls, and then over there some, I don't know, bodies for smart dolls or something else. So right now I'm in the kind of equivalent of a Japanese version of a thrift store, in terms of, you know, like we know Goodwill or something like that in the US. In Germany we don't have something like that, but it's like I'm in the toy section. There's also fashion and books and all of that. It's a Book-Off SuperBazaar. I'm in the plushie section right now. There's another plushie section for just Pokemon, but here's a lot of Duffy and Friends. Ah, this is also one of those Disney bears. Precure. Is that Mermaid Melody? Pitchy Pitchy Pitch? I don't know. I think it is. Oh my god. Oh, this is cute. Oh my god. It's also one of Duffy and Friends. It's like very heavy. There's beans in there. This is adorable. I've got Stella Lou. Yeah, that's definitely way cheaper than if you buy it new in the parks. Or board games. Japanese Monopoly. More Monopoly. Oh, heavy. Puzzle. Beautiful. They even have a He-Man here. I don't know, maybe Gundams or something. I don't know what is. Okay, Spider-Man. Oh, that's an older X-Men. It's like from the 90s, I think. Toy Biz, yeah. For 3,000 yen, which is about 25-ish. I guess it's not a bad price. There's even more. Oh, I don't know what that is. It just fell down probably. Oh my god. Something Star Wars. They're cool. See, you can find stuff in the Japanese thrift store, which is not directly a specific toy thrift store, it's a general because of the fashion and all of that. And all of these baggies, I guess here's lots of animals and dinosaur. Oh, and LOL, OMG, why not? Oh, I'm throwing everything down. This is Star Wars. Oh, this is Bo-Katan. This looks cool. I wonder if Michi would like this. It's one of Michi's favorite characters. Not her favorite, but one of her favorites. It's very difficult to reach through all of those. Because you throw everything down. Model kits. Oh, that's interesting. By the way, Michi is in the section with the CDs and DVDs, searching for her band stuff. Kirby. Pokemon, of course. Tons of Pokemon stuff. Whenever I see something like this, I'm just guessing it's pretty cute. What is this? Rapunzel? Lego? Buttons? Pocahontas. Pocahontas, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, here's the box stuff. But it feels like this is empty. This is an empty box. Sorry. If you need it. Oh, there's a Disney thing. Mickey Mouse wand. Oh, this is some calico critters. Oh, this is so adorable. I guess it's just a music instrument for a baby or something, but it's super cute. Here adults. And more calico critters. or Sylvanian families, whatever, I don't know. I think Sylvanian families is what you call them here, or is it the other way around? I always forget. Oh my god, here's a Millie. It's a rare sight here. You don't find Barbie at all, actually. What's this? Oh, okay. I don't know who this is. She looks different than just Jenny, I think, or Licca or something. Definitely not Licca, too big for Licca. For licca-chan. Ah, this is one of the, you know, little babies, the twins, I think. This is probably a licca-chan, I think. They're not super cheap. That's not the case. Also, this 900 is about maybe, oops, 7 euro or something like that. And they are like 1,000 yen, which is about, I don't know, 8-9 euro. Also, I have bought a lot of Japanese dolls already. I don't need more because I don't intend on collecting them. Oh, I like her. She looks older, definitely. She looks more like 80s, 90s or something. It says, I don't know if you can read it, it says Takara. Takara, Japan. So it doesn't say Takara Tomi, so I would guess it's older. So she's very cute, I like her. Oh, there's a boy in the back. Oh. She's also interesting. I don't know what this is. Unfortunately, they're super well wrapped, but this one I cannot even see at the back. I mean, I would just guess it might also be a Jenny. This is super lightweight. This must be one of those, you know, I don't know, Daiso dolls or something. And here's a bride in the back. Or at least it looks like a bride. Bridal. She's also very sweet. Play sets. Sylvanian families, yeah, that's what they're called here. If you need a whole bunch of pencils, unsharpened. Happy wedding. Also Licca. This looks more like a newer one, definitely. I guess it's taped. Can't look inside here. No. You can't look inside, so you never know. some type of magical girl items and then more box stuff at the top. Okay, tons of anime figures. I guess I don't have to go through this because it's not my stuff. No. This is from Pop Mart. I don't know what it is. I like it. I guess it's some kind of magical girl transformation item or something. Randomly doll fashions in between. To be quite honest, it looks like Barbie quality. could be Barbie. I guess on this wall everything used to be 220 yen and now it's just 110, which is less than €1 or $1. Next to it there's cars, and then there's some more of the Ultraman or something like that. What are these? Gundam maybe? Yeah, I guess. Looks like Gundam. Here's more of the Kaiju. Sofubi style, I don't know, Kaiju guys. I just bought one, so I wanted to have one, because I didn't know that they would have some of them here. 700. I bought one for 400, so I guess I'm feeling still pretty good. I just like them because they look weird. That's the appeal for me. I have no clue about these shows, and I mean, these are the monsters they are fighting against, you know, Ultraman or Kamen Rider, whoever, I don't know. What's here? This guy looks cool. I guess these are all the things to play, I don't know, Beyblade and stuff with, I guess, or Yu-Gi-Oh or something, I don't know. These are all model kits. And cars and trains. Okay, and now it's other stuff. You see, there's music instruments and electronics and everything. Okay, in between I was in the fashion department here, and I found this cute top from Mezzopiano, which is a children's brand. I wish it would be more pink, but it's very cute, frilly. Michi found, Michi's over there, Michi found Golden Bomber for her band DVDs, which is very good. And I was right, she likes the Bo-Katan Star Wars figure. And I think I want to buy her because I'm super interested in who this actually is. Because she's taller than licca-chan and she's smaller than Jenny, I think. So I don't know who this is. And I don't know, I like this pink guy. And maybe I can bring something for, I don't know, for some other people here. So, by the way, it's the last day today. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, you could see it. It is really like a thrift store that you would think of. They have like, you know, electronics and fashions. I even bought something there. You saw this little t-shirt. I should have worn it today. I don't know why I didn't think of it, but whatever. And they had also toys and a lot of, you know, manga, anime figures, Pokemon plushies and stuff like that. But a couple of dolls, and I'm like now looking back, I think I should have maybe also taken this little one. I thought she felt so hollow and all, but I think she was also one of the licca-chan siblings, so Miki or Maki, and there were more modern dolls. Some, I don't know, there were even some in package and all, but I was most interested in her because I was like, well, who is this? She is also by Takara, so she has the Takara logo stamp at the back, so I knew she must be, she's not a Maba Barbie or something from Bandai or something like that, nope. She must be something from the Licca or Jenny line. Is she a friend of Jenny, or is she something from the Licca line or something? But I could see from the way she is, you know, her face looks, so very droopy eyes, and she must be older. 90s, maybe even 80s, I was hoping, but she couldn't also, like, her face also like reminded me more of, you know, Jenny, so I was like, maybe she is like one of the Takara Barbies, but also she is smaller than a Jenny, so I was like, no, she can't be something like Jenny or Takara Barbie from that time. She must be something else. I grabbed her and I think I identified her as being an older version of Licca-chan's mama. If you look for, you know, mama, the mama of Licca-chan, nowadays she looks different, but I think this is the third generation look of the mama of Licca-chan. If I misidentified that, if you are more knowledgeable, but it's really difficult to find out information. Like, there's no website that has like identification guides for these dolls, for these Japanese dolls. Unfortunately, not even in Japanese, I think, or maybe, and I've not found it. I've also tried to search, you know, in Japanese words, so in Japanese characters and all. But I think this is the fresh mama from 1985. And belongs to the Licca-chan line and is, you know, the mom. She is a fashion designer, and I think she has a name, I forgot it, Uri or something like that. And yeah, if you are like, what's Licca-chan? Well, Licca-chan is, I have a modern Licca-chan here. I've also made a video about Licca-chan and Jenny's and stuff like this. I had like bought a couple more. And she is the Barbie of Japan. She's not Barbie, but she is the most popular fashion doll in Japan. She is like a smaller child. She's not like Barbie, like a teenager. She's like I think an 11-year-old. And the interesting thing is there's not just friends for her, but they made her whole family. She has lots of siblings. I mean, Barbie also has lots of siblings, but you know, for Barbie you didn't really get mom and dad very often. I think, I don't know if there's no, I think Barbie's parents have never been made, ever. And Licca-chan also has, you know, grandpa and grandma and even I think the parents of her father's side and blah blah blah. So there's a huge like doll line, and she's still running today. And there were different generations of Licca-chan, meaning like they started, I think, in the 60s or 67, the third generation was in the 80s. Right now, the Licca-chan we have, like that you just saw, that's a fourth generation Licca-chan, although they had a fifth generation one, but it wasn't successful, so they went back to the fourth generation look. And yeah, this is clearly not a like fitting outfit for her. It's way too big and loose, so this is more like I would guess that this would fit probably a Jenny or a Barbie body, but I guess this is a pretty old-fashioned piece. It's not ugly or anything. I will keep it. The shoes clearly don't go to her because you can see by the angle, those are more shoes for, you know, more arched feet, while she has almost flat feet actually. So these shoes can go. They are still very rubbery, so they're not Barbie. So, but they must be from another doll. But not even Jenny has this arched feet, but I don't know. Whatever it is, it's like nice black squishy pumps, but she will not keep them. So I was really happy that I found out that this is actually an 80s doll. I'm very sure this is an 80s doll. So from my understanding, this is Licca-chan's mom of the 80s. So I'm very happy with my pick. I don't know, honestly, I forgot what I paid for her, but it was a thrift store, though she wasn't like super cheap. I don't remember. Oh no, can she even stand? I just got out this stand here. I mean, it kind of works. So best find for me there. And the last doll I picked up, as I said, I haven't styled her or anything. Her hair is not a good quality. You maybe saw it. I've washed her and kind of tried to, you know, get her hair looking nice with boil wash and all of that. It's just a very rough fiber. I don't know what it actually is. It might be polypropylene or something else. It's very coarse. It's not saran or anything like that, or nylon or something. So she will stay like this. And I haven't decided what to put on her, but I have plenty of options that will fit her. Another little thing that I bought was this. This is something from the Pretty Cure line. I just thought it looks cute. It is like a, you know, it's like a locket style, I don't know, bracelet that they probably have in the show. And sometimes I'm wearing stuff like this, so I will probably wear this on some occasions. It's just very cute color-wise. It has this green gem, and then it is pink. Pretty Cure is one of the longest running, you know, magical girl anime series. It's aimed towards a younger demographic, more like, you know, primary school students, but it's also very popular with older ones. This is from not one of the newest seasons. I have to check my notes again. I can't remember, something with Maho Tsukai Pretty Cure. So the witchy Pretty Cure, something where they were probably little witches or something, I don't know. I think it is from 2016, so the 13th season, if someone's interested. It is called a wrinkle stone charm necklace, and it was very, very inexpensive, so I picked it out of this wall where everything was like, was it 120 yen or something, or it was like 220 and then it was reduced by 50% or something like that. So and from this wall I actually picked up more pieces. For example, these little figures that I was like, I don't know what they are, but I wanted to bring something Japanese also for some other people. And it turns out these little figures are from a game. I don't know if it also had probably it also had an anime series, let's face it, called Yokai Watch. But I think these figures are just fun. They're just looking cute. And I mean, they're from 2017, they're not old or anything. And I wanted to bring some more, you know, Japanese typical things, not necessarily manga figures, but something else. That I'm maybe, I don't know, it depends who wants to have it. I might keep one of them, maybe this blue one or so. And then maybe if the daughter of Trödel Mama maybe wants to have them or something like that. I was just like, okay, there's 4 in this bag for like, I don't know, 50 cents. So I just grabbed them. But also I grabbed these cool figures. And I have to talk a little bit more about them, because then we can also talk about this, which you didn't see, which I also picked up in a different store, because these are Sophubi. What is Sophubi? Sophubi is a special kind of vinyl figures typical for Japan. They are the Japanese action figures, you could say. They go also way back until the 60s or 50s probably. And you know, technically, I mean, these are just small ones, but most popular, you know, you might have seen these big Godzilla figures. The ones that you also know from maybe, you know, the 80s or something that came also over here, they look very similar, and those technically also are Sofubi, you could say. Not necessarily, but these big kaiju monster figures, you know, and they are like feeling more hollow, but they are a soft vinyl. That's where this name comes from, soft, Sofubi, soft vinyl figures. And mostly you find them of these typical, you know, either, you know, Godzilla characters, or of these, you know, series that are long running, these like Ultraman, where like Ultraman fights also many of these beasts and monsters. It's a Japanese series. Or Kamen Rider. A lot of these are different Kamen Rider figures. This is also one of those superheroes in Japan, and he is fighting, you know, all sorts of beasts or other guys, etc. I also think, you know, the similar series to what we know as Power Rangers, these stuff like that, that was turned into these Sofubi figures. And actually for a while now, Sofubi is also very popular with, you know, toy artists, so like art toys. People in Japan and also overseas are super into that. The art toy scene for Sofubi is super big, and I visited even one of these Mandarake stores where it was only Sofubi, and I also didn't film there, but I bought this guy there. These soft vinyl figures, when they are really, they can call themselves Sofubi when they're made in Japan with a specific like way they are produced and all. It's kind of difficult, and some people say it's they can only count as Sofubi when they were really produced in one of those Japanese factories, blah blah blah. So it depends which ones you can call Sofubi, but this clearly is not a very expensive one, because the bigger ones, the older ones, the you know, like artist ones, they are very expensive. But I wanted to have a small one. And this was actually before I went into this other thrift store, though it was the same day, because this was in Akihabara, the Mandarake Koko, I think that's the name, Mandarake Koko, where they only had Sofubi. And I wanted to have a cheap, a small one, and this one was just 400 yen. And this one has still the tag, so this is definitely not an artist one or something. This is a cheap one that you can also probably find in toy stores, or like, you know, I don't know, like bargain stores or whatever. And this is, I think, I mean, you can see here if you can read Japanese, you can read the name. I have to take my notes again. So this is one of the Ultraman monsters from the series 151. This is Gazo Tsuburaya. It's not an old one, it's from 2021. But I think this one was just, it was just 400 yen, so like less than, I don't know, 3 euro, around that. And I mean, it was the last day, I didn't have a lot of money left, so I was like, okay, I want to have a small one that has a cool color. And I picked this one, a weird one. And most of these figures don't have much articulation. They have, you know, the basic, you know, arms, and then sometimes they have a movable waist. This one doesn't. So here the only movable parts are the arms. And I will pop it into, you know, my boy toy collection with all the action figures. And here I have a real small Sofubi from Japan. And then I found that in this thrift store they had a lot of these, and these are also Sofubis. So they are also soft vinyl. It's the same way they are made. Also not a lot of articulation. I mean, these have at least also a movable waist. But these are all from, you know, different Kamen Rider incarnations. And I probably will not keep all of them. I will definitely keep this one. And they were also super cheap. I think they were always 2 in 1 bag. And then one of these bags was also this 220 yen, and then reduced by 50%. So it was like 1 euro for these figures or something. Probably, I don't know, some will maybe go to also again to maybe to Trödelmama and her husband, and so I don't know, something like that. But I might keep 1 or 2 of them. Let me check what they are, but I'm pretty sure they're all like Kamen Rider adjacent. So they're also not old. They are from like around the last 5 years, let's say. So there's the black pink one here from Revise Sodo Rex Genome. I don't know, whatever I say, it doesn't mean anything to me, but it is from a specific season from Kamen Rider from 2021. Then we have the black and red one. This is this here. From Kamen Rider Saber Brave or something, or Saber Brave Dragon also, from 2020. Then the black, red and blue one. This is from Kamen Rider Build, so the oldest one from 2017. And this is from the same series. Sorry, I forgot to show this. So this is all from this Revise, Kamen Rider Revise series. One of them is Sodo and one of them is Rex Genome, I think. So I know this is not really interesting for you, but this, you know, these soft vinyl figures, these Sofubis, are very typical for Japan. They are the typical action figures of Japan. They're still produced like in large quantities in these small ones, and there's also a big art scene around this. So the last thing that I picked up is actually this little bag, also from the thrift store. Don't remember what it was, how much it was, but it was also like 400 yen or something like that. It is just a you know, Sanrio Kuromi bag, and I did not pick this directly for me because I also wanted to pick something for the daughter of my friend Cotton Candy Kittens. And I was like, maybe she can use a little bag because she's not really into manga anime, so I was like, I don't know what I can get her. She's into My Little Pony, like Generation 4, and there's no My Little Pony Generation 4. But she's more edgy and, like, you know, wears all sorts of, you know, black and, you know, with rivets, and from style here, from style, I think this could go to her. And it's, you know, it's Kuromi. I think it was for the 20th anniversary of Kuromi. I don't know when that happened, but it was in the thrift store, and I just thought it's very cute. So this is what I picked up from, you know, Japanese, more like thrift stores, or like things that are more typical Japanese, though still toy adjacent. So maybe this video is not super interesting for you, but if you still enjoyed, especially the look at the Japanese, like, bigger thrift store, and you kind of liked what I have here, maybe you want to give this video still a thumbs up. If you want to tell me anything in the comments down below, I'm always happy to read your comments. And yeah, so if you're not subscribed, mostly my content is not very Japanese heavy, so if you're here for Japanese stuff, maybe don't subscribe because I will not go back to Japan very soon, probably never. I mean, I don't know, I don't have the feeling I need to go back. That was my 3rd time in Japan, and I have the feeling I'm good. I don't know, but who knows, never say never. So yeah, but if you're up for mostly like 80s, 90s toy goodness, mostly like cutesy, you know, girly stuff, or Barbies and dolls, then maybe you want to subscribe. So thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!